Okay, now that the canon story has been presented, here's the perspective of a gamer who was there as the story unfolded. Before the days of the internet being what it is today, and not many who cared about the story around me, other than my brother, as each game came out, all we could do was speculate. This video is about the fan theory that I wish turned out to be true. This is what I consider to be the main theme of Mega Man's primary timeline, from Proto-Man to Biometals: free will. I think Light was striving for free will from the beginning. Now, the following claim may be where I deviate from canon, but I don't think so. None of Wily's robots from Mega Man 1 through 11 truly have free will. There is only one robot in the classic Mega Man series to have free will, and that's Proto-Man. And yet he was built flawed. Dr. Light couldn't quite get it right. So the next time he made a robot, he tried again, but more cautiously. That's why we see Rock, with a sense of justice, volunteering to become Mega Man, but also why he couldn't quite pull the trigger against Wily in Mega Man 7, even though he drew his own conclusion what needed to be done. But X is where Light finally perfected it, and especially for the age of Mega Man X, I leaned into the significance of free will even more than the story already does. Dr. Light heavily implies a connection between the power of a Reploid and its free will, and because of it, I always hated the plot device of the Wily virus. I found the friction between Reploids and humans so gripping all on its own. Did humans have a right to expect servitude from Reploids? Did Reploids deserve human rights? I loved seeing a side story where a Reploid and human fell in love, which added another layer to the story. But right at the beginning, at the dawn of Reploids, the most powerful Reploid begins his downfall by essentially losing his free will, being infected with Wily's virus. Now, instead of being the feature, free will has been placed on the back burner. The main villain, Sigma, is now a victim, and most of the so-called Mavericks behave as such because they couldn't help themselves. Now let's deviate from canon for real. Picture that the virus wasn't seeping out of Zero's capsule. Mavericks turn Mavericks of their own free will. And Sigma, the most powerful Reploid at the time, had his ego bruised when his first battle with Zero ended up with him losing. And rather than being infected after the battle, he goes back to the place where he and Zero fought to learn more about this Maverick who bested him so easily. And there he finds the remains of Wily's last laboratory, including Wily's research and memoirs. Sigma, being a little too infatuated with his own strength and abilities, sees a kindred spirit in Wily, and then finds a device that contains Wily's virus and consciousness. These events persuade Sigma of his own free will to become a Maverick and begin his campaign against humanity. To me, this adds more weight to every event. Sigma becomes a survival of the fittest and natural selection type of antagonist, and his manipulation of the Repliforce makes him a villain you love to hate. Under this setting, spreading his version of Wily's virus later in the X stories would show how desperate his ego has become. After realizing he can't simply convince Reploids to join him, and that humans and Reploids might actually start coexisting, now he elects to take away their free will as his mentor, Dr. Wily, would. This way, the events of X5 and the Mega Man Zero series would remain intact. I love the key elements of X5, and the Zero series is fantastic, although I would love to see the X series continue on, or at least come to a satisfying conclusion, the kind that gives the fans some closure, particularly the longtime fans.